Hey-o, people, what's going on? Welcome to Jim Bob's Service. So we got we're back on the old John Deere. We got the fender set on. I did get the bottom cleaned up, the frame, and I did put the little paint on there and did all that. I did make a video. It might be edited in at some point. If not, this is a continuation of the first one. Yeah, there's been some time in between. I've been out doing, childish things like went up north snowmobiling, and there's been the holidays and everything else. So, but now I'm getting back on it. I figured let's turn this camera on. Let's get some footage of what's going on. A lot of things have I've been thinking about talking about, and a big part of it is like I'm doing this thing here, and a lot of people don't care what their lawnmower looks like. But listen. You either, like, I got some parts down here that I've been painting. I'm spraying them right now. I cleaned them up and wire brushed them, sanded them, grind them, whatever you got to do. Paint them up. They're very rusty. You've probably seen it in the other part of the video here, the first half. Why? Well, there's a couple reasons. Either you don't want to buy a new lawnmower because sometimes the old stuff is better. Now, that's getting to be picking and choosing at this point. They're kind of all going like in the cheap direction, but some units are better than the new ones, and that's one reason. The other reason is maybe it's got sentimental value. Like this tractor, this tractor is a handed down tractor, and it's not like there's a full bunch of sentimental value, but wouldn't it be cool to have your dad's tractor that was just a tractor and it looked great again? So there's many different reasons to do it. Plus, on the third part of this thing runs so amazing, there's no sense junking it just because it looks bad. So I have the parts to make it look good. I have the know-how to make it look good, and it's not going to cost a ton of money. So why don't we just refurbish it and make it nice again? So that's the whole reason for this. Plus, it's my sister and brother-in-law's, and, it's kind of like a favor thing, sort of, not favor, but something cool I can do for them. So that's why we're doing this project here. So yeah, we got the fender sets to do. Everything underneath the fender set is golden. I do have a pulley that was making noise. This pulley right here has a bad bearing in it. It's just a plastic pulley with a metal bearing and the ball bearing in the middle. I was going to change the bearing, and it's kind of like this bearing is pressed in and melted in plastic, kind of. There's pieces of plastic that are melted and holding the bearing in. So I'm like, I might be able to get it out. And if I do, I have one of these bearings in the toolbox. But turns out it broke, so we'll just buy a new one. That's something I have to order tonight. While I'm editing this video, hopefully I will see myself say that and go, oh yeah, I got to order that. I have the midsection to put on. The midsection, I wanted to paint John Deere green instead of black, but I don't have that paint yet. So I'm just wondering if I should just paint it black. Yeah. So other than that, we got some stuff in here we got to clean up. We got some safety switches that has some screws jammed in there to bypass safety switches. Listen, if you're going to be the only person running your lawnmower, and there's not going to be any kids, grandchildren, or nieces, or nephews, or anything used in your lawnmower, be my guest and jump your switches. I prefer you not use screws jammed into the switch. I prefer you do it the correct way. But like myself, my own tractor, there will be no safeties on it because I want to be able to get off and have it not shut down or whatever. The mower deck's a different story. When the mower deck's on and I get off the tractor, it needs to cut something out so I realize, oh yeah, disengage the mower. If I forgot to do it, which I would very rarely ever do because it's always in the back of my mind that those blades are spinning. That's very important. But yeah, if you want to disable them, that's on you. Okay, so if something happens later on down the road, that's on you to disable those switches. And if I am to do it, which I'm not, they're already disabled, I'm going to make sure that my brother-in-law and my sister know that these switches are disabled, and this tractor will stay running when you get off the seat. The mower deck won't stay on because I'm going to make sure it doesn't, because that's this switch right here that is jumped. That is kind of a no-no. I've seen foot injuries. I've seen some stuff with mower decks. Kind of like I've seen deals with snowblowers. Snowblowers are a big one. This time of year, everybody's outside. Like right now, it's 18 degrees, and people are in a hurry. They just want to clean their driveway, clean their sidewalk, whatever, to get back in the house and get warm. You get out there, say the snow's kind of wet, kind of heavy. It's sticking to the chute because maybe you don't know that there's things you can do to your chute to help that not happen, but it always happens. They always plug up. You get in a hurry. You get in a hurry, you do stupid stuff. You stick your hand down that chute, you grab a broom handle and you stick it in that chute while the auger's going, and bad stuff is going to happen. So there's a lot of people that aren't educated mechanically, so therefore they started making these safety systems, and to us people that are very, very mechanical and understand things have to pay the price on all the safety. But safety's not a bad thing, but sometimes it can get a little bit ridiculous. Okay, but yeah, snowblowers are a big one. I drive down the road and I'll see someone with a broomstick or a paint stick just shoving it down that chute, and that motor's running. Okay, that's a snowblower. I don't care if it's engaged, disengaged, whatever you think it is. Turn the engine off, because if you're even sticking a broom handle down there and that auger comes on, it's sucking the handle, your hand, and everything else attached to your hand down into that chute if it goes the right direction. Okay, it hopefully will kick it back out the wrong way, but you get on the right side of that auger to where all the math adds up, and your hand's going in it with everything else. Same with a mower deck. I've seen feet walk up. My kids were little. They used to run up on the lawnmower when I was mowing the lawn, and I see them get 4 feet away. I would shut that deck right off, because I don't need their little feet getting under that deck going, hey, Dad, and chop their toes off. So it is a big thing. It's very important to have your safety, but like I said, safety can get a little ridiculous. I understand the deck switch. I fully understand that. As far as the engine running when you get off the seat, it's kind of ridiculous. All right, they do that if your parking brake is not set, and you get off the seat, the tractor will shut off. Is that necessary? I don't think so. Where's it going? It's not going anywhere. The tractor's, unless you're on a hill, it's not going to roll away. And if it does, what's the difference? You're not on it. You know what I mean? But the mower deck and the blades, I do understand that. But the rest of the safety switches are kind of ridiculous. The other big one is the reverse switch. There's a lot of these new John Deeres, when you go to back up with the mower deck on, you want to back around a tree, or you want to trim up against that tree and you get it backwards, or you got a fence in front of you and you want to cut that corner, you want to back up, you got to press that button. That is a big pain. I don't like that at all. I think that was that safety came about when somebody probably ran over their kid. But you know what? 98% of us, I hope, would know to look behind you before you back up. All right, so there was probably that one time when John Deere says we got to put a reverse safety switch on this to shut it off if the deck's engaged, which is not fun at all. That's just a big pain. It makes a lot of people not want that brand of tractor that started doing it, but now they're all doing it, so what's the difference? But anyway, guys, that's what we're doing. We are working on, I got the fender set on, I got the hood cleaned up on this side, not so much on the other side. I got to deal with some things, I got to do some stuff, so I'm going to do it, and you can hang out with me and watch if you want. If not, go watch something else. I'm fine with it. So I got to put another coat of paint on these brackets right here. And I might as well shoot this one right now. Now this isn't for prettiness. This is just a flat black paint. This piece right here is a battery hold down. And I'm just doing this so it won't rust anymore. Get some paint on it. Get it all nice and sealed up, away from the water and the air. and it should stop rusting. That cowl piece, man, I got some John Deere green, and I kind of spritzed it. I'd like to spray it some more, but I don't know if I have enough. I should probably just go ahead and try it, but here's the thing. I need to turn the camera off so I can fire the heater up to get it warm in here to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and do some time lapse, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So now that we got this shell here painted black like it was from the factory, I'm going to stick it on. It's kind of sticky yet, so I got to be careful of where I put my fingers, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got it painted the right color, just like the factory wanted. Just like that right there. It's going to go right there, just like that. I got to get this handle up here. Get all my bolts lined up. Well, it's not exactly black, but listen, guys, I can't put nothing back together stock. All right, it's just a sickness. There's always got to be that one thing. So hate on me if you want, but I can't help it. But I think it looks good green, and now it's a one-off. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many in the world like this, so it's a good thing. At least I think it's a good thing. I want to take these pockets. We got some pockets there that hold those mesh things that hold your stuff. I'm gonna paint those black in there, but I figured the green would look a lot better than the black, you know. So we got some work to do yet, but I figured it would look cool for my sister and my brother-in-law. They'll have a one-off John Deere. Got some John Deere green and painted her green instead of black. They have two of these, so that way they'll be able to tell the difference between what's what tractor's which, you know what I'm saying? So she might need another coat, but you know what? We can do it on the machine. We can tape it off and stuff, so I'm not worried. I think we got a plan. I know what's going on here. So yeah, now I got to find all the bolts, because you know I took this apart 13 weeks ago. In between all the other stuff I've been doing. Yeah, it's all part of it, you know. And there were 13s. I'm pretty sure I took 10s out of there. I don't know why we're seeing those and not the other ones. I don't know. I wish there was a place, and maybe you guys know, maybe you can tell me. I'm a hardware guy. Like, I have hardware suppliers with my nuts and my bolts and all that stuff, but I wish I could just find a kit or like one tractor's worth of all the hardware and just order like hundreds of them, because I need them in stock. Because I don't care how many times you take something apart, you put it back together, you're always missing that one. And it's always a special bolt. It's not a quarter 20. It's special. It's always special. Every time. I do have some extra hardware laying around that, you know, I can use in a bind, but it's kind of crazy, really. And these are big bolts they put in here. These are the 13s. Those go in the seat, like so. But it's the same thread, different head. That rhymes, and I didn't mean for it to. So yeah, I mean, I put all the bolts here, and of course, you know, where you put all the bolts, they should be when you're ready to get them out and put them back together. But bolt fairy comes along and steals them all in the middle of the night when you're not looking. That's always a bad thing. So the bolt fairy has struck again because I'm missing some hardware. And I'm sure it's not my fault. I'm positive it's not my fault. Somebody's been in here messing with my screws and my nuts and my bolts. That's what's been going on. So, I don't know. What do you think about this here? Maybe you're too close. Maybe I should come over and adjust the camera just a little bit. Let me back this up a little bit so you can see what we're looking at here. All right, I know he's looking at me. He's trained to look at my face, but once I go over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. What do you think? You like the green or you like the black? I think the green looks cool because it all kind of blends together. And like I said, they have 2 of these, so there won't be any mistaking which tractor's which. I don't want no domestics going on at the house about whose tractor's whose. So I got my bolts. Found my bolts. I'll come over here and I can dig into my new tools. I went and I got some tools that I was missing. Like I said, when I was taking this apart, you guys might have seen me wondering what was going on. I went ahead and I got myself some new extensions. This Work Pro brand, all right. I got them online. It's Work Pro. They're not expensive. They're chrome vanadium, but they're impact. Okay, I got 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8, and I got 6 and a 4 of each. Now, I've been a mechanic for a long time. I've dealt with those people that drive around the big trucks with the big names and do big things. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, I'll keep buying this stuff. I'm not. As hard as I'm going to work these tools, if I break this, it doesn't owe me anything. And to chase down a dealer after I pay $300 for a ratchet, it ain't worth it. So I got some extensions. I got a little impact impact socket set. I don't know if you can see it over here, but it goes from 7mm up to 22mm, 3/8 drive. I'm not hating on it, guys. I like it. And the tools that I did buy, I probably might have $70 invested. Okay, and these are 6-point, so that's what you need. You need 6-point. Because if you get into these old rusted bolts, a 12-point's just going to strip out on you. So I got those, and I even got some ratchets. I got some, these are funny, the name, Liberation, but they're good looking ratchets. I got a 1/2, a 1/4, and a 3/8. So I got the ratchets, I got the extensions, all separate buys, and I got the socket set for, I think, $65. So how can you go wrong? I'm not one of those guys that's going to say I got the best of the best tools. You have to have the best of the best, because you don't. I did go snowmobiling this weekend up at Old Forge, upstate New York in the Adirondack Mountains. So therefore, I have my tools in the bag because I haven't unloaded yet. I took everything I could take with me. I took my generator. I took my grinder with cutoff wheels, buffer with flashlights, impacts. I took it all. Okay, just because you never know. I don't want to be. If I'm stranded on the side of the road, I'm going to be fixing stuff so I'm not stranded. That's the way I like to roll when I leave. It's only like a 3.5 hour drive from here, from where I live. But still, I want to be able to fix stuff. So I loaded the back of my truck up with everything I have here. And I haven't unloaded it yet, so if you see me going in the bag and I look unorganized, that's why. I like to be prepared. So I'm happy with this socket set. It is a really nice set. I mean, I think I think this set here, look at me over here, Vern, so I can show the people. I think this set right here, I think it was $30. And they're all impact sockets. Now, I know they're not the best of the best, but they're heavy. They're heavy sockets. It's going to take a bit for me to break these. And for 30 bucks with 2 extensions, I'm not hating it. And they're in a little cool carrying case too. So, guys, don't be thinking you need the best of the best, because you don't. And these ratchets right here, these ratchets that I got, like I was saying, I got a half, a 3/8, and a quarter. This is the 3/8. There's a lot of teeth there. There's 72 teeth in this ratchet. It's got a nice angle to it. It's got a nice grip. These things are grippy. I think these were 25 bucks or something. It doesn't say made in China, so hey, that's something. But it's good enough for what I need. I'm either going to lose it or run it over anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that's the other reason why we don't spend a lot of money for tools. Plus, I have tools here, and I have tools in my shop, in my truck. So I got different types of tool things going on. But so yeah, we got the old green stuff on this machine. I got some linkage to do over here with the parking brake assembly, and I might have a little issue with this because I don't know if this is going to be happy or not. I guess I could throw this on top. Is there a collar that's supposed to go on that thing? I don't know. I thought this might have had a steering collar, but I'm not sure. Get this shaft in there. Where'd the shaft go? Get the shaft in there. Get in your hole. Are you too good for your home? This is your home. Your home right there. That's your home. Get in your home. Don't scratch the paint. Let's move this guy. This guy's in my way over here. Why are you looking at me? Look at what I'm working on. You're not looking at what I'm working on. You're looking at me. I don't like you looking at me. Look over here. Look at that guy. That's where we're working. You're invading my privacy. I don't like it. Yeah, we're going to need to do some... we're going to need to do some paint touch-up stuff. Man, you look like you want to fall backwards. What are you, drunk? This has got to go forward. A lot of slots and grooves going on here. A lot of lining up of stuff. All right. There's that. This one lined up here. You go in your groove. What the hell? What the hell, ski? There we go. There we go. All right, so once I get this on, I can tell what I need to do and what I don't need to do. We always got to do test fitting of stuff. We might need to do some touch-up work. Just fine. We're good at touch-up work. Let's just get her together. That's why they make tape. Tape off, final mask, and final shoot. That's how we roll here. Where are my Torxes? Right here. Okay, let's get the impact. Do we have a 1/4 inch impact thingamabob, or did we put that in the sledding trip tool bag? I think we got it right here. Well, where'd that one go? You're never going to see that one again. You just drop that on the floor. Oh, God, this is great. This is great video. Great video. Snug them up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, it looks nice. Looks nice. Looks nice. Looks nice. Sure does sound windy out there. Sounds cold too. Could have a blizzard coming in. Getting some snow here. You could be doing more than salting. You could be plowing. You could be firing that loader up and doing loader things. Better get up extra early. That's all I'm saying. All right. We're getting there together. Let's figure out what's going to go on next. I like that green though.